conversation, discussion, debate, argue, or fight. There's a lot of difference in the way we communicate, isn't there? We can have a conversation, we can have a discussion, we can have a debate, we can argue, or we can fight, all with words. It's really interesting because as we've been looking at the book of Ephesians, it talks about the fact that when we grow in maturity to Christ, and I'm going to quote from Ephesians 4:14 first. As a result, we are no longer to be children tossed here and there by waves and carried about by every wind of doctrine, by the, listen, trickery of men, by craftiness and deceit and scheming. And lots of times conversations turn into trickery, craftiness, and deceit. If you don't believe that, go ahead and answer some of those unsolicited calls. Nevertheless, it tells us that if we are mature in Christ, even when we communicate with our brothers and sisters in Christ, we're going to learn how to communicate properly. And here's what it says in verse 15. Speaking the truth, but in love, we're to grow up in all aspects into Him who is the head, even Christ. So when we speak, we don't want to just put on deceit and craftiness and scheming. We want to talk the truth in love. Now, when the other receives it and they agree with it or disagree with it, it makes a big difference, because what could have been a conversation turns into a discussion, and what turned into a discussion can turn into a debate, and a debate can turn into an argument, and an argument can turn into a fight. So here's the key. We speak in truth and love. And remember, that's a key word, in love. When we speak what we believe, it needs to be spoken in love, not with a chip on our shoulder or not looking for a fight. So we speak in love. And then how the person responds to our speaking in love, the truth that is, we need to be sure that we don't continue to provoke or to change our mind about what the truth is. That's being a mature Christian. A mature Christian, if he speaks truth and he does it in love, he's not going to change his opinion, but he doesn't have to continue to disagree with the other person, continue to provoke, or to develop it into a fight. And the result, of course, verse 16, from whom the whole body being fitted and held together by what every joint supplies according to the proper working of each individual part causes the growth of the body for the building up of itself in love. So the outcome should be unity and love, even though we can agree to disagree. I think it's really important that we, from time to time as Christians, number one, we should not be afraid to speak the truth in love, and it needs to be in love. When somebody doesn't agree with us, it means that we need to be careful not to provoke that into craftiness or deceitful scheming, and we need to be sure that we don't continue to provoke or to irritate the person with our opinion, even though we believe it's the truth. We sometimes have to just agree to disagree. I think that's the difference that a Christian can make in this world, and it comes with maturity. It comes with a time when you carefully evaluate when somebody says something to you in truth and in love, not being forced to change your mind, but at least evaluate carefully what the person has said, particularly if the source has been a good, reliable source in the past and has always tried to give good information to you. Sometimes we need to change our opinion. But if we're maturing Christians and we absolutely are believing that what we think is the truth, then we need to go ahead and hold fast to our truth. But the one thing we don't want to do ever is to respond with craftiness, deceitfulness, trickery, or scheming. And we don't want to deliberately provoke those that we're not in agreement with. Speak in love. Evaluate carefully. Change if there's change needed. And then, if not, agree to disagree agreeably. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a good day.